man. But I'm looking for my.
Yeah, I mean, Kasim, you post your fucking face 24/7 talking about update on like your looks and your beauty or whatever. When bro, you ain't did shit.
Hey, bro, my
Dude, I was
eyebrows are
off
burning,
for
bro.
fucking 35 days, Kasim.
My
You
eyebrows
haven't
are burning,
changed
bro.
one bit during the time I was off.
My eyebrows are burning, bro.
How about you
My
get on
eyebrows are burning. My skin has improved, so there's some progress there, man. But
how
I lost some weight.
how
Okay,
much how many pounds you lose, Kasim?
I don't know, but I sent the video power walking to Christian. And he said that you lost a lot of weight.
Bro, you literally said there's a video of you power walking, dude. Power walk, bro. Are you serious? Wasn't like you were like benching or like squatting or something. You said that's a video of you power walking, bro. Yes, Kasim?
Chad walking, bro.
Huh?
Chad walking.
That's why they tore your ass up in the group because you talking about Chad walking. Is there a meeting? Why
Uh,
is, why is everybody asking me is there a meeting today? Yes, it's obviously a meeting today. Oh my God, you motherfuckers. Oh my God. It's like I gotta like send everybody an individual link. It drives me crazy. Oh shit. But no. Drives me fucking crazy. Let's see here. All righty. Yo, everybody's been kicking my ass in the group lately, man. I had to talk. Where the hell is Dion at?
there's more people in it, that's why. So
Huh?
there, there's more people in it. I left because it's too much typology, man. You know, like
This man said too much typology.
I'm not into typology anymore, bro. I am a little bit,
You are a
but
little bit. No, you're
not
a
more.
lot of bit.
I used to be. I used to be a lot. Nah, a lot of people like complain that I don't talk about typology.
Bro, you love typology, bro. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
used to be a big typology nerd.
You are.
Compared to like years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that much into it.
I mean, bro, it is what it is. I'm in there here and there. I'm not in there all the time because I got shit to do. I mean, you got shit to do. You can't be like
See, bro, I
always
lost some weight,
somewhere.
man. Look, my jaw's showing a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you look a little bit better, man. But you're always wearing a hoodie, bro. What's up with that shit? But you were wearing a hoodie at the gym. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's not a hoodie, it's a sweatshirt.
Yeah, why you wearing a sweatshirt at the gym?
What's wrong with that?
Bro, you should be wearing a t-shirt.
Is it?
Yes, bro.
Why, bro?
Bro, you go to the gym. Listen, you can see. You no matter what you do in life, you do it to look good. Remember that quote. Whatever you do in life, you do it to look
Sweatshirt, nice,
good.
bro. This is a gym shirt, bro.
But
Vanquish Fitness is like
bro,
one of those
let me say it
clothes type.
again. Let me say it again. No matter what you do it to look good. Cause see, you don't
Fun.
just do something just to do it, okay? Wearing a sweatshirt in the gym, dude. I mean, yeah, like what Andy said, you'll sweat a little bit more, but I don't think you're gonna lose any more weight. It's just because you sweat don't mean you're gonna lose more weight. Okay,
But I love this shirt though. It's look nice on me. Okay, what do you wear to the gym?
when I go to the gym, it depends on the day, man. Usually I have shorts and I have like, very like fitted t-shirts, you know. You don't just work
Uh,
out for no fucking reason. I don't work out to wear
I
big
bought
fucking
I
trench coat.
bought this from Vanquish Fitness, man.
Hmm?
I bought this from Vanquish Fitness.
Yeah, I mean, cool story, bro. Like, yeah, bro, maybe that's something you show up at the gym. Like, let's say like if I went to the gym, you might wear this when you first get there, but like 15, 20 minutes in, you like what you have underneath, like if you have a shirt or whatnot underneath.
Oh, you need a shirt. Oh,
That's what I know you've heard of the thing called pump cover.
oh, this is a pump cover.
So like this would be technically like a pump cover. What you got on would be technically like a pump cover. Like it kind of like if you're a big person, like not big person, but like if you got muscles, you like will wear like something like this, and then like once you start getting a pump or something in the gym, you take it off. So that's why it's
Oh,
called a
fair
pump
enough.
cover. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's good, man.
He said fair enough. But how's everything with you, man?
Good, man. I'm finally losing some weight. I'm finally there. I'm getting there, bro. I'm finally losing weight. I'm finally making some progress, you know. Like, I'm finally making progress. Like, it's more, my physique is more balanced, you know. Like, it's smaller, but it's more balanced
I
compared to the
mean,
one on Facebook.
like like if you're serious about like power walking and stuff like that, bro, like you gotta power walk for hours, dude. Like at least like an hour a day. If you, uh yeah, Andy said at least you're more happy with yourself. Um, but if
I
you're
play.
power walk, it's like usually an hour a day on the treadmill and you'll lose weight over time, but it's not gonna be like super fast, you know.
I'm
Better than
focused on
nothing.
building muscles. Um, um, the issue is why I wasn't like losing weight or gaining a lot of water weight. So I wasn't like gauging the core correctly, you know.
You said what?
Like, gauging the core, you know, like the centric part of the exercises I wasn't doing correctly. That's why I was like gaining a lot of water weight, you know.
That's
But now,
impossible. That's impossible. You gain
well,
weight from like eating too much salt and shit like that, bro. Or like taking creatine, like that makes you gain water weight, bro. Just because you like not engaging your core don't make you gain water weight. What the fuck you been watching, listening to, or reading,
Ben told me. He said I'm not doing the centric pump.
bro? Let me tell you something, man. So it's like, God, you'll make me take you to science class, bro. Like depending on like how like solutes move, they move from like they go to where there isn't a lot of, right? So if you got like a lot of salts, then the water will move inside, bro. If you don't have a lot of salts, then they move outside. See what I'm saying? Because they want to degrade the concentration of salt. So that means you maybe eating too many salts, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, I losing weight.
Or
So
sodium,
like
whatever the fuck you
I
want to call it.
haven't I haven't ate, only ate Weetabix today. Like ever since I've been gauging my core correctly, my appetite decreased. But it's good, you know. Like it's all good. Um,
I mean, I feel like
losing weight. You see, I'm losing. I'm finally getting there, bro. My jaw's showing. My cheekbones is compared to the video I was in your last video. You know,
Mhm.
um, your last video. Um,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, you look happier, bro. I mean, you look happier. You look happier.
I look happy because when you lose weight, your mouth get less downturned. So that's why I look more happy. You know,
But you'll come up with fucking anything, bro.
huh?
I said you'll come up with fucking anything, bro. I swear to God, you'll come up with something out of thin air. But
Anyway, bro, I'm getting there, bro.
let's see.
When the next live stream?
Every month, bro. Every month. Every first of
Next
the month.
month you'll see the progress, bro.
The
Anyway,
program.
I play sport,
Mm-hmm.
so like, they're like cricket training every 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and from spring and onwards, it's gonna be like twice a week training and cricket matches. That'd be enough cardio for me, bro. But for power walk, I do like 45 minutes, 30 one day, 45 minutes, 30 days, other one. So it's all good. Anyway, how you been, bro?
Me, good, man. Good.
Bro, who's this? Who's this?
Hmm?
Bro, they're too much trolls, man.
You said what?
They're too much trolls. Call me ugly, bro.
Bro, you post your fucking picture, bro. What do you think people are gonna say, bro?
Ah, fair enough, fun, fair enough.
Yeah. See, you love attention, bro. You fucking
Yeah.
love attention. Blackstone, how are you, man? Do you look like fucking Pete Davidson? What the fuck?
Oh, he does look like NTP. Oh my
He
god,
looks
he
like
does
Pete
look like.
Davidson, man. What the
He
fuck?
does. He does look like NTP. How are you, bro? I look
I'm
like
doing fantastic, man.
I look like Brown 50 Cent.
Gotta love, man. Hey, what's new with you guys, man? What's new, Blackstone? What are you doing new?
I'm working in the deli.
Daily. Oh shit. How's that so far?
Well, the customer entitlement is insane, but I get well paid for my efforts, so I suppose it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. What's the best and worst part?
Yikes. Best part is that the managers are always on top of it. I'd
Hmm.
say the worst part, not everybody puts in as much effort as I do. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm the one making sure everything gets done the right way.
No shit.
But
And
you
so
sound like
everyone else kind of flailing, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
ignore me, bro. I just came from the gym, so I'm a bit pumped up, you know.
Mm.
Bro, see you say shit, a lot of shit that don't make sense ever. Like how does that have
Bro,
anything?
I came
Oh
from the
god.
gym, so I'm a bit pumped up, bro.
Would you drink caffeine?
No, I only drank one tea today. I didn't eat. I just ate like Weetabix today, bro. I didn't eat nothing because I deloaded yesterday. Yesterday I deloaded. So like when you deload, your appetite decreases, bro. Temporary
Deload.
decrease.
Deload. That means you like lift less weights, right?
Yeah, I
Why you
deloaded
deload?
yesterday. I deloaded the
Why
whole
are you
week.
deloading? Why are you
So
deloading?
I can control the weight more properly. You know, like yeah.
You know, deloading is usually for people who've like on like a set workout regimen where they've been lifting heavy for like 12 weeks or something or 4 weeks or something, and they'll take 1 week to deload to give their muscles like time to actually recover. That's what a deload's for, man.
Um, like I said, I wasn't engaging the core correctly. You know, so like to be honest, yeah. So like when you gauge the core correctly, you need to lower the weight.
I don't know what you're talking about. But Mohammed, how are you,
Okay.
man?
Oh yeah.
I'm good, man. Do you have my voice?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. I can hear you. You want to talk about your theory? I mean, what you found with the Lindeberg interaction styles, and you got the floor.
Man, first of all, do you got my voice? I still don't know that.
Huh?
Do you got my voice?
Yeah, I get your voice. What's wrong with you?
Okay, okay. You know, your picture is kind of lagging. I don't know if that's just for me or for others, but you know, it's coming through choppy.
Okay, I think it's just you. But can you hear me?
Uh, yeah, but you know, it disconnects.
Okay. Well, just give them the rundown of what you've seen with like the interaction styles and functions that might
Okay,
be
okay,
useful.
okay. I got. Let me check the thing here. Okay, so basically, I got. Some of these qualities for every function. I got FE as affiliative, I got TI as pragmatic, I got SI as affiliative, I got SE as pragmatic, I got FI as informing, I got TE as direct, I got NE as informing, and I got NI as direct. So whenever the person is using an exact function, that quality of that function is going to come true. So for example, let's say if we're talking about an ENTJ, um, if they start using their SE function, they're going to come through as concrete, even though they are not, or an INTJ, let's say. If they're using their SE, they're going to come across as extroverted and concrete, even though they are introverted and abstract. So we're going to have a video about that. So if you don't have all of that written down right now, don't worry about it. We're going to have a video about it. And
Yeah.
all the info will be out there soon.
Yeah, we're working on a video. Where he's gonna be talking about it more thoroughly and have like a PowerPoint and whatnot, so people can visually see it and his overall theory of what he's come up with. But basically, he's says that each function has a prescribed thing, where it be informing like any. He believes no matter where or when someone uses extrovert intuition, they just will come off informing. Okay. He believes that TE is direct, so that whenever someone uses TE, it'll come off very direct. So, and he believes like the first two functions are the ones that most people use or whatnot. So that basically gives you your pretty much type, right? So like he believes extroverted functions are always initiating. So ENTJ would be what he would call direct initiating because they're TE. And then NI he has as, I think you have it as, is it
Direct and abstract.
Huh?
Direct and abstract.
Direct and abstract. So
Yeah.
being that the ENTJ would be initiating, direct, and abstract, and that would give away most of his code. But
All of it.
that would give away, yeah, what he just said. It's a pretty interesting theory. I never really thought too much on that in general. I just see that, interaction styles work, and whenever they don't work, the person's probably missed something. Okay. Whenever it doesn't work, it's like something you missed. Like they should always work. No matter what, they should always work. It's like, did you miss something? Um, so but Andy, what's new with you?
So I'm still working in the learning center as a tutor, but recently my boss said that I am going to soon be the new manager of the place. I mean, I'm like in the past, like I'm not as good as a leader, but I'll try my best. Because he is going to be moving to a different place. He's opening up a new learning center in a different part of my city. So that
Oh
is.
my god! So you're gonna be manager? Have you thought about like how you gonna run that? Like, have you like started like thinking about that already?
I'm just trying to keep experiencing working with the students, knowing how they learn and what works best for them, of how I teach them, and being more confident, talking with them, and trying to make the place run smoothly by like there's only like 3 other tutors
Mm-hmm.
and then me, so there's only 4 tutors out of like a lot of students, so I need to make sure to break up all the tutors into like a set of students so that the place doesn't get so chaotic.
Oh wow. Yeah, switching that leadership role, I just, oof. A lot of time, like being in a leadership role means that you have to fucking babysit people, and that shit sucks. No matter what job it is, like if you're in leadership, just means you basically have to babysit people. You have to babysit grown people, and you'll just notice that grown people are worse than children. Seriously, no matter if it's the hospital, doesn't matter what it is, so I can't talk to this person because so and so. I can't do this because so and so, or this person acts like this, or this. So much shit for no reason. But oh, that's gonna be exciting for you.
Can I say something else? So I'm gonna talk
Yeah.
about like Muhammad, like what he said. My type is like he said that my personality is ISFJ SO4, and he said my core is ESTP SX3.
I think he's just trying out his philosophy. Told you, Muhammad, man.
Um,
Bro,
uh,
chaos, bro. You starting chaos, bro.
it's okay, a lot of stuff come out of chaos. So at first I have to say that was an experiment. I want to give people some results based on a formula, and I wanted to see how they react based on them. But you can tell me how you feel about it or think about it. I didn't get any reactions from you based on that, so you can tell me right now.
I do like ISFJs. I did talk to a person, like this person is my friend. She is an ISFJ. I really like talking with her. And for ESTP, I think that they look attractive, so I guess that's a good result, I guess.
Yeah, we gotta work on that. But it's cool that you remember that. It means that you cared about it, so that's cool.
Yeah, I did look like have some meaning with like Taurus and stuff in astrology, so that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think he was just trying things out to see if he could find the pattern, and that it
Yeah,
worked. But I don't think, it's you'd have like me and him talked about it. You'd have to have a shitload of sample sizes, and you have to have the information have to be correct. It's kind of like a TI thing. Like if you get shit results here, then you ain't shit output. If you get shit input, you ain't shit output. But I mean, at least you
yeah,
tried.
exactly.
At least you tried. I'll give him big credit on. He
Yeah,
tried
you
something
gotta
new
do
and different. You know,
it. I have that vision for it. If I believe the chance will arrive. At some point, people are gonna come to me and they're gonna ask me to do this stuff, and I'm gonna take the samples in, and if the data is correct, we're gonna come to some good results. And I believe in that I have that vision in my head, so I believe that's gonna come to truth. There's going to be a point where we can look at someone's birth chart and we're just gonna know what the fuck their personality is, what the fuck their instinct is, what the fuck their enneagram is. I think that's true because it makes sense internally to me. I can see it being true. I have that vision that it's going to come true at some point, unless I die. But if it doesn't happen,
say
I'm
unless
gonna.
I die. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's crazy.
yeah. I mean, I got the code. If I die, the code is gonna die. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It needs time. It needs time. When the opportunity comes around, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna run with it. So,
Yeah,
not right now.
yeah. Well, first thing I'll say is for all the other people in the group, like I guess sometimes when I comment on things, people feel a certain way because I guess I can comment kind of nasty. Um, but that's not my end goal. Like I'm just commenting and it's just the way I come across. Some people say it's like condescending. And I have to apologize to people for that. I'm not trying to do that. And if we do debate on anything, I have like no hard feelings about it. Like I'm just debating my idea of what I see. And like that's just me. But I do have to apologize for some people because they do say like sometimes I can be like, I guess too much of an asshole when I'm commenting. But like I said, that's not my intentions. I think Dion gets the same rep as me, right, Dion?
Yeah, definitely true. No, we both got to do that. Like I said before, man to man, we hashed it out. Um, my apologies as a man, and to anybody else in the group that I see here or that's not on here. A lot of the times, like I told Mercer earlier, I don't like written forms of communication because it can be very hard to come off on the
Mm-hmm.
tonality and how you're trying to come across.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that NTJ direct kind of language, but it's not really like, okay, we're trying to attack somebody. So, it's all good there.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. I feel like I generally ain't trying to attack somebody unless like I read something in your fucking post towards me and I see you attacking that, you goddamn right I'm about to slap you 100 times back. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
is what it is. Like I'm coming back with
Me,
fire.
Me and Mercer both are very combative people, both in a mental sense and physical sense. So a lot of times you see us warring our heads. But I told him earlier, I was like, that's kind of the way I grew up. I mean, your personality type may or may not have a lot to do with that as well. But we're here for growth. So
Yeah. I fucking whoo. I mean, to me, I don't take any of it serious, bro. At the end of the day, like I enjoy the group because I get to see different perspectives and it allows me to grow as a human being. A big part of like being the leader is like you got to go on a different approach to things. You can't just always just shove shit up people's ass. You got
right,
to you got to find the way that they accept it. And that helps me grow as a person because once I go out into the real world, I'm applying those same principles to the real world instead of just like this person's stupid or this person can't get it or this person's
right.
slow. It's like trying to meet that person at their level. So since we've started this group, I've been better at that in person. But I got a long way to go here. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I
Everybody
got a
do
long
though.
way to
I
go.
mean, nobody perfect. I mean, I think of anybody. I think the biggest thing about being a leader is drawing out people's potential, so you can learn the different strengths that everybody has. So that's why I think like even for myself, like I learned a lot from this group as well. Just like, okay, I can see that perspective now. Okay, why humility is important in this part. You're able to get more out of people. You tend to see people's value a lot more or strengths with you when you do it that way. So like how I got into MBTI was because my NTP friend was dating this girl, and like she was a psychology major. And I used to couldn't stand none of my friends. Like he talked too much, he does this, he does that. And then when I figured out that we all had these different types of communication, I started to love this guy. It's like, oh, okay, I see why you do these different things. But it helped me to understand where I was actually having weaknesses myself. So now when I'm communicating with these guys, they just kind of understand, like, okay, that's just kind of Dion. I'm like, okay, that's just kind of Twan. Okay, that's just kind of Montez. So yeah, I think you're doing good job, man. You know, both of us could tone it down a little bit, but you're doing good.
Yeah, I think that, like, definitely learning the personality type, it help you explain a lot of shit, especially like when you know you're dealing with certain types. Like, you know, when you're dealing with an ENTP, swear to God, you got to manage them. You got to manage them. You have to manage them. Like, there's nothing like what could go wrong will go wrong. Okay, with these guys, what could go wrong will go wrong. You got to manage them. If you don't, it's gonna be crazy. And you got to know that you're gonna get a headache too. You're gonna be like Pat Riley. You're gonna be like Pat Riley.
I agree. I got a question for you. How do you deal with me knowing Linda Barron's system a lot better now? How do you deal with the different worldviews of the different personality types? So you know how you got structure, starter, finisher, background. How do you usually adapt to the different ones of those groups?
Well, if I'm dealing with a background type, then I'll try to talk to them and try to push their ideas, because generally speaking, they're in the background, but generally they want the ideas to be valued as a person, right? When I'm talking to like a chart the course type or a finisher, it's kind of like I ask them, like, you know, how should I go about this? Like, how should I go about it? Because they're gonna know the best ways and the best steps to get to where you want to go. So they may not be like good at like pitching the overall like starting something, but they'll be way to like give you the best like plan of action. Like, you need to do this, this, right? And like first, like when you're dealing with them, if you try to skip over steps and shit, they're gonna be on your ass, especially the TE ones. They're gonna be on your ass. They're gonna be on your ass. And then when you're dealing with starter types, you gotta be like okay with like helping them finish things, or like making them feel valued doing what they do. Because a lot of times I think a lot of them don't feel as valued because they may start a lot of stuff, but they don't finish it. And then like the world like kind of looks at like it kind of like chaotically, you know. So when you're dealing with them, you got to make sure they feel good about what they're doing, you know, or like thoroughly stress like how can they finish things better, you know. When I'm dealing with my brother, like he's ENTP, or I'm dealing with Kyle, it's like I gotta manage that nigga.
That's my boy.
Especially if I'm dealing with Kyle, bro. I gotta manage him. I gotta manage him. I have to manage him. Because like, bro, just too much chaos, bro. Like, they're just chaos creatures. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I find myself in situations I should never be in with But so like if I just let it hit, like it just do what it wants to do, let them do what they want to do or some shit, we find our way in some crazy shit, you know. And the thing is like a lot of times like he'll feel better about like knowing that like, yo, we ain't got to worry about something. And when I'm dealing with another structure type, oh, it's really obnoxious. It's really obnoxious. It's really because you feel like a lot of them are trying to take control away from you, and you're trying to take it away from them. And it's a buttons of heads, because it's like, who's better at this job? You know what I'm saying? Who's better at this job? And it's like we're going back and forth. Like, it doesn't matter if it's an ESTP. ESTP act like they don't want to take control, but like slowly but surely they're trying to take control away from you. I don't know what they say. And then ESTJ just trying to hit you with all these rules and all this shit. And I'm like, bro, get out of here with that. And then ENFJ push like their like value FE type stuff. So it's like when you're in a what you call it with them, I think a lot of times what wins out is the person who gets the results done. So if they get better results than me, then I'll listen to them. If the ENFJ is getting better results, which I highly fucking doubt it, I'll listen.
No.
Well, basically going back to your
better
metrics,
results,
right? As a
impossible.
ticking type,
Hey,
the
just
bigger,
like
better
Jerry,
result is that's TE.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. But like if Jerry comes over, like Jerry, shut the fuck up, bro. This is what we doing. Like I don't give a fuck. Like shut up. Like
Yeah,
I love Jerry, bro. He ENFJ, but hey, Jerry, this is the plan, buddy. Get on the board. I don't
yeah,
want to hear nothing, like, hey, this is what the group decided. That's how I get him to buy in. I say, this is what the group decided. This
right,
is what the group decided.
right.
Uh, but generally speaking, is what Mercer decided.
I have a
Yeah.
question for you, Mercer.
Yes, Leon.
Yeah, so you were talking about the EP types earlier, right? In terms of um letting them feel the value of what they're doing so they don't just go from one thing to another. Is that right?
Well,
When
you,
you
you,
talk
you
about
got to let
EP
them know
types.
the importance that they bring, Like
I have
when
a
I'm dealing,
question. Yeah.
let me finish it up. Like when you're dealing with them, it's like you're dealing with an ENTP, bro. There's like no one who can like brainstorm like them, pretty much,
That's
You're
true.
like, hey, bro, I'm thinking about doing this. They'll start brainstorming in real time for you and figure out like, practically like how you can start it, you know, or like what you need to do in the like pretty quickly to get that idea going. Or like
That's very true.
so like but you have to like show them appreciation for that, Because a lot of times,
They get angry about it if they don't think
well,
that you
everybody is, I mean, everybody kind of gets angry if
you
they're not like valued.
you,
Yeah,
you
well, my question is that it's applied to certain situations. So, uh, I've been going out with this ENFP, like it's like very early stages, like
Mhm.
um back in December, and then I mean back then she seemed pretty interested, but then I went on a trip to Peru and Mexico for like it's like a 2 month trip, and I come back and it seemed like everything just like changed, like
Oh
her
God.
interest went away. But I
Yeah.
also felt like it's like in other areas of her life too. So she was like really into this and now it's not anymore, and this and not anymore. So how would you apply like what you're saying to this kind of
Man,
situation?
you just walked away from a starter type for 2 whole months.
mm.
2 whole months. I mean, how was your communication? Like, was it like were you communicating daily? Like,
Well, in the beginning, I mean, at some point, we've been communicating regularly, but the EP types, they kind of like slip off a bit, or they're kind of like, you have to kind of almost be the IJ a bit and kind of like hold the anchor, right?
mm-hmm.
But like maybe 2 months was like too long or something like that because it
Yeah,
started
yeah.
to like kind of you know drift away, and then like when I'm here, like so, and then ENFPs have this thing where they're like contrarians to themselves. So they like believe so passionately one thing one moment, and next time they like renounce everything and say it's not part of my identity anymore. And it's not like for her, it seemed like with a lot of things in her life, but that would also include me too. Even though, I felt like there's a lot of potential between us because we're actually very similar, but she's not allowing it to like bear fruit, just to like stick some things out and just you know it just kind of like EP energy do that.
Yeah, I would say 2 months, that's a long time, Leon. And you gotta remember we live in the social media like world now. Like 2 months is extremely like a long time. And I mean, to me, I feel like this is what I see. I feel like the EMPs lose interest very quickly. Like interest very quickly. Like if you're not like on your shit, you could maybe ask Blackstone, he's a ENTP. But do you find yourself losing interest in people quickly? Blackstone.
Give me a second. I'm roasting somebody.
All ENTPs need their quota for trolling.
I don't hate this person, but she really needs to be taught a lesson. And then we'll teach this other
How
person a
distracted
lesson
he
too.
is. That is definitely EP for you.
I just
But yeah, what was your question again?
like how do you do with like let's say you were seeing somebody and then they went on a missionary trip for 2 months. How do you think things would be differently when they came back?
Hmm. Well, I've never experienced that, so don't know.
Well, give me your best thoughts.
All right. So I'd be perfectly fine for the entire 2 months. Then they come back and everything just goes back to normal.
Yeah. You'd be perfectly fine. Everything go right back to normal.
Yeah. Other people in general, I don't, again, strength and weakness. I don't feel particularly strongly about people.
Mhm.
You know, unless they've bothered me, in which case I'm gonna send you to the Shadow Realm. You just
Shadow Realm.
get out of here, Yami Yugi, pulling out a card, sending your soul from this dimension, ruining everything. It's like your value as a human being. Actually, never mind. I'm not gonna say that on a live stream. Um, nah. But I think it would go back to normal. Again, I haven't experienced that, so I don't know. But I genuinely do think that I'd be totally fine with another person going on a little trip for 2 months, and I'd be like, oh, I miss having them in my life, but it is what it is. Thousands of things in my life have entered and exited, and so it's like this is just another one of those things. It's
Mhm.
like my favorite pen. This is not my favorite pen, but let's pretend that it is. Um, this favorite pen, it's like, oh, it's in my life. That's nice. And then it's gone, and I'm like, oh, that's sad. And then I forget about it because it's no longer present. So, like, why am I even thinking about it? That's how I am with people, too. There's some great, fantastic memories that I have of people that if they were to show up again, I wouldn't really care about them anymore because I'm like, you're not in my life anymore.
Mhm.
Like, that memory doesn't, the memory now holds more value to me than you do because it's present and it has effects. But you've been out of my life for 7 years.
Mhm.
So, thanks for the memories, but you're a stranger now.
Blackstone, do you think that has a lot to do with the NESI thing?
I think it more has to do with having introverted feeling trickster. Because if you're out here being like, how do I feel about this? What's my relationship to this other person? Not the extroverted feeling like what's all of our relationship, but rather how do I feel about this person? What is their value to me? When that's so deep in the shadow and you're like super unaware and it acts as the trickster archetype, you can essentially become super emotional about people or detached about them like that for no reason. And so I can gain friends and like really connect with someone and feel good about them over literally nothing and then get rid of them just as fast because it's like it doesn't matter. And that's one of my most common phrases. It don't matter. That doesn't matter. And so I'll feel like I remember one of my deepest friendships that I've ever had. It lasted for a little bit. I started to feel like some disrespect was creeping up into the relationship. I was like, wait a minute. This woman feels contempt for me. I thought about it for about 5 minutes, and then I unadded her and all of her friends on everything and just done. Didn't explain anything, gone. And I was sad about it for a collective total of about 30 minutes. And it was like, sorry, but what you bring to the table is now gone. And so that means I no longer feel good about you because it's all about that SI inferior comfort. What are you adding to my comfort and my experience? That is how I'm judging you. It's not about, oh well, they're a human and all of their lives are so valuable. And look at me, I'm an FI user and I'm talking all about what's valuable. It's like, what's convenient? Are you convenient to me? Are you making it easier on me or harder on me? And that's how people stick around in my life. It's like the moment you become inconvenient, bye, gone. But if I find, wow, this person really adds things to my life that I didn't have before, he really adds this kind of special knowledge, or wow, she really knows how to bring stimulation or perspective that I can't get myself. So, you know what? You're convenient. You add things to my experience and my existence. So I'm going to keep you around. But the thing is, once you start obstructing me, once you start disrespecting me in front of people I'm trying to impress, once you start being like, oh, whatever, and I get ignored, I'm like, okay, now you're causing more problems than you solve. You're you're costing more than you gain. And so you know what? guess what? I never felt good or bad about you in the first place, and so now you're gone. So it's more about the introverted feeling like, oh, I can feel any way I want. It depends. It completely depends on how inconvenienced I feel.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen that play out. Like Kyle only has one friend, and he will say that, and it's me. Like he's like, bro, you're the only friend I got.
I feel that. I've got like 20 acquaintances or people that I'm really chill with, but I've only got like 2 people that I'm going to sit down with and like duke it out with and really have like there are probably 2 people in my life that I would sacrifice everything for. And it's only ever been like 2 people.
Yeah, yeah, that's generally how that go. But Leon, what I will say, man, is that we live in a different time and era, man. Especially like 2 months away from a one. God, I hate to say it. 2 months away from somebody, particularly a woman. There's a lot of suitors out here, man. There's a lot of suitors, man, and that's a lot of time frame for itself. And there's always something. There's always a new, flashier red car.
Well, I'm interested what to do moving forward.
Oh, you're interested in knowing what to do moving forward. So,
Yeah.
I mean, going forward, I probably wouldn't do a 2 month fucking trip without that person, that's gonna get you a bad outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like you just think you could just pop out of people's life and then pop back in. That's not really gonna work.
Leon, did you contact her at any time and point where you were gone?
Oh yeah.
How many
You
times?
did?
How many times?
Yeah, I mean, I think like in the beginning, she was actually like I invited her to my workshops and she would come, but like maybe later on not. Maybe afterwards there wasn't that much of a connection. But again, like what to do moving forward? And
Yeah,
getting in life to
wait,
death the past.
yeah, how many times did you actually communicate? Like FaceTime, anything like that?
I don't know. I don't this I mean this is already like that's
Let
past stuff, right?
But
So I'm only focused on the future because that's something I
but
can't change.
this tells me what the hell happened here. Like you got to give me information for me to form a conclusion of
There
what the
probably
fuck happened.
wasn't enough FaceTime.
Yeah, Leon, you going for 2 whole fucking months? What were you, bro?
Yeah.
You fucking SE, bro. SE trickster, bro. SE fucking trickster here, bro. Like, bro, you can't do that to somebody. Like, you have
Yeah.
to stay.
Leon, she probably thought that you moved on, to be honest,
What
after
if she
two
didn't?
months.
Or maybe she's not important to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you, it sounded like you did it less than 10 times.
Well, maybe she's not important to me. Like
All right, let's think about it. 2 months. That's I'm gonna just say 30 days. So that's 60 days. And I guarantee
Yeah,
you
well,
went
I guess I maybe that's true, but I before I met her I already had this plan, and I think
Mm-hmm.
like I guess my mindset back then is better to stick with my plan than just to go along with what the
Well,
girl
here's
means
the
you
wants.
thing
didn't
about
value
moving
that
forward.
means you didn't value like a relationship. You value your work more than a relationship. So you,
Well,
Well, I value my experience in life over a relationship.
Lynn, would you say she's in a
experience.
relationship now?
Who knows?
Well, communicate with her. Just let her know what's up.
I mean, that's 60 days, right? You were going for 60 days, and I guarantee you FaceTime less than 10 times.
Probably not the right time.
So yeah, you killed yourself, man. Like that, you can't just say that.
I'm not a defeatist though, so
I mean, I'm just telling you. Don't shoot the messenger, dude. I'm just telling you. Like you should have at least had half of that. Like if you're going 60 days, you FaceTime at least 30 days.
nothing's not possible. But like I could I could go back and cry about that, but I really want to see what I could do. But I'm also not attached to the results either because that's what I learned. Like I could the more I like it has to happen. This relationship has to happen. I'm just gonna torture my mind.
The reason why I was going back over is to show you like why is you fucked yourself, like why things aren't working. You had basically no communication with the person for 2 months. Um, they're gonna be trying new things and doing new things. So when you come back, that may be a totally different person, especially a starter type, because they try a lot of different things and do a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Like they're always, flying by the seat of their pants, as some people would say, especially ENFP. So, and they require.
Maybe I tap too much into my own EP. I'm an IP, but I guess it's my second function, so that's what I did for the last couple of months.
Yeah, I mean, you
2 months of adventure.
you were too much in your own experience. But I mean, best advice here is you always got to stay current and up with them in general. Like moving forward, like you always want to stay current and up with them. I don't care if you're an SI user, you are an SI user, but you got to also check in on their own experience as well and keep them updated. Because if not, that shit's gonna die. It's gonna die. And then once the flame is dead, you can't rekindle the flame. It's just like it's gone.
Yeah.
I've been able to rekindle flames before.
Huh? He said I've been
There's a way. I mean, I've done it with an ESFJ before.
Yeah.
It's like I forgot there's a way to do it. It's like
So this is
you have to
cycle.
like say that, you know, regardless that whatever life you're living, you're happy regardless of what the result is. Like you just like tell her, you know, I'm interested in you, but you know, this is up to you. Like, you know, I just want to let you know I'm interested, but you know, I'm happy with my life regardless. So like when they know that you're confident in yourself and you're not like pushing them into like a certain direction, it's possible. So
I mean,
yeah.
I don't really say no sappy shit like that, Leon. What I would do
But
is
you've been practicing though. I remember you said
I've been
it's been
practicing
working.
on it, and I've been getting a lot better with it. But to me, I just can't do that there. Like I ain't on that level, Leon.
I had to tell you, it worked. It worked on her.
But I would just, see if you can invite them on a date, get them on a date, go to a restaurant or something, or like go out. Yeah, I know Dion over here hate the arcade bar, but I absolutely love the arcade bar because the reason I like the arcade bar is because you get to interact with the person while you're doing things and talking things. So for me,
Right.
I'm a very competitive
I like
person.
yeah, activities very better.
Yeah, I'm a competitive person, so I be trying to kick their ass in every fucking video game. I have learned over time to let them win a couple times,
Yeah.
But back in the day, I used to just full throttle beat the shit, and I was talking shit. I was, oh god,
Yeah, man.
myself.
Young Mercer had to learn that. What do you mean it's not seductive to dominate 100% of the time? Huh? I thought girls like that.
But well, I just got so wrapped up in just like winning, like I just love winning. Like it's an addictive feeling.
Same.
And like
Same.
losing, like it don't feel
You
good.
hate to
So I was just trying to focus on winning, but at the same time, I was Christian looking at me like, bro, let him win. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Let him fucking win. I ain't fucking letting them fucking win. But at the end result, like you get better results just letting them fucking win.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You may let them win one time and be like, oh, you got lucky, and then you beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Well, what you gotta do with
Yeah.
any given game that you're playing against them is you go full send, maximum effort on the first one, and they get absolutely destroyed. And the next round, you do worse to be almost at their level, so they feel like they're getting better. And then on the third try, they actually beat you, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm improving! I'm so good at this! Haha, you suck!" And it's like, yeah, keep
And then they're
bragging on
having a
yourself,
good
little
time.
boy.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
They're having a good time, and then there's usually drinks involved. That's why I fucking love art. Like, bro, there's drinks involved as well. And then I remember this one INTJ woman. I took her to the arcade garden, and that motherfucker beat me in every fucking game. I mean, trashed me. I wanted to choke I wanted to choke that motherfucker, bro. I couldn't stop thinking about that shit. I swear to God, I see her 6 months later, and I beat the shit out of her in every fucking game. Like I couldn't stop. I went to that bar nonstop and practiced those fucking games so that I would beat the shit out of her next time I saw her. I couldn't even, bro. I swear to God, I couldn't even think, dude. I was so hot, like I was so hot that I was losing. I couldn't even think. I was just like, whoa, what? This woman beat me in a shooting game. I lost in a shooting game, dude. I'm like, what is going on, man? And she's like all happy and enjoying herself, and I ain't enjoying a fucking thing. You can see like my aura was coming outside of me, just like I'll kill this woman. But that's why I like the arcade bar. I feel like it's like one of the best places, man. Yeah. I don't know, Leon. Try to go on some type of date or something like that.
Yeah. I like your advice. Long road is the short road in disguise. So you know, it's just like the long road and not being attached to the results. And, you know, it could happen, cannot happen, but that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah. But like, when you're dealing with a relationship, though, you got to understand that they're people. And I'm just gonna tell you guys the reality of the situation. Usually, when you're dealing with a woman, bro, you're gonna have to do a lot more of the work than they are. It's just reality. It's just reality. I'm sorry. Like, we just gonna have to do a lot more of the work. You know, they're gonna do a lot less of the work. Okay, it is what it is. You have to. I call it bend the knee here and there. You're gonna have to do it. It is what it is.
I'll never bend the knee.
You
Fold your
got-
ass like a lawn chair. Sit down.
Hey, you have to. Dion, tell you got to bend the knee, bro. Like,
Say that again.
with women, sometimes you got to bend the knee, bro. You got to know what battle
Yeah,
to fight and what
yeah.
not battles not to
You gotta
fight.
know when to wave the white flag.
You gotta, yeah, because if not, you ain't
Oh
gonna
no,
get the
honey.
result.
It looks like you're right this time. Oh, how could I have been so
Listen,
dumb?
Blackstone, do you want this or do you want peace?
Yeah,
Hmm.
you want the peace, bro.
Yeah, pretty
Good
convincing.
question. That's a pretty hard trade. I'm gonna be honest.
Like, you
You
be at
see?
work dropping shit, like, because you know you got to deal with them when you get home, or like you got to
Right.
smooth out this argument so you can't even think in your head of like your job. Like, no, I don't
You
want that.
see?
Like,
Let the hills you die on be few and far between.
yeah, because you're. I'm
Mhm.
telling you that you're at work and you can't even focus on work. Everybody like, bro, you fucking up today. You're like, shit, you don't even know what's in my head.
Right. See? Yep.
You got
That's
all this
exactly.
shit in your head, and like you playing like chess, of like how am I gonna smooth this out? Because I can't be walking in my house and being on eggshells. You know,
Oh
like,
yeah.
like
Here's the other thing too, Leon. Because they are seeing coming across so many new experiences, you want to keep that interest high, and the way you keep that interest high is by staying consistent. So you constantly communicate. Romance is like a long note that you playing on an instrument, but you keep it consistent. Then it may drop off a little bit. Then you pick it back up. So you got to kind of stay consistent. But 2 months, you kind of killed yourself a little bit.
No, I like the analogy.
yeah, hey
Yeah.
Leon, 2 months, bro. 2 months, bro. That's some SC tricks and shit. Cause that, bro, any person that lives in reality know better than that, Leon. Anybody who lives in reality knows better than 2 whole months. Come back 2 months later, she's not feeling me anymore. What? What do you mean, bro? 2 whole months? What do you mean?
My Spanish is not great now. I've
Huh?
been in South America.
No, you're okay. Okay.
Just
I would say just going forward, communicate.
I hear that. I mean, but I get confused. I get like the other piece of advice is the guy needs to stick with his purpose. So my goal was to go there, have fun, learn Spanish, and I did that.
Well,
you
going forward,
you got your
I'm not
outcome that
like,
you wanted. You got your
yeah,
outcome you wanted. You got your outcome you wanted, but the outcome you wanted ain't feeling so great, huh?
I don't know. I feel mixed. I still don't regret the trip.
We must all make sacrifices in the name of progress.
well, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's gonna be other women. I mean, if you're on your purpose right now, just doing the things that you do. I mean, you're a guy that seems like you stay on an adventure, so you'll find somebody again.
Honestly, yeah, you guys are right because this happened last year. I did the same thing.
Yeah, you see.
I told you, seem like the pattern's the same. Didn't I say that? I said, look like this pattern's happened before, and you ain't learned shit from it. Like, you just
This
thought,
happened last year.
buddy, just think he just walk away with 2 months of somebody's life, and then, but you think you the king
You
or
have to
some
go
shit, huh?
back to one of these other lads I was talking about an
Leon,
ENFJ
like
girl. It's
so.
like the
I
same
mean,
thing.
it is what it is.
Hey, Leon think he the king. Like, hey, listen here, I'm been gone for 2 months. There'll be no communication.
All right.
Act like I died, and then when I come back, be ready to pick up from there.
Oh,
There
yeah.
will be absolutely no consequences from this.
Right.
Who does
Oh
guy
my
think he
gosh,
is?
why is she
Defoe?
not speaking to
It's
me
only been
anymore?
2 months.
Oh my god, I can see if it was like a weekend or something. Like, bro, we live in 2024, dude. Like, no contact. My buddy thought he went. She probably thought you went off a war or something, died in war or something. Fuck.
Honey, I'm going to Afghanistan for 2 months.
I'll be back. You know, don't leave everything for me. And you know those army girls be cheating on their husbands and shit. Like,
Of
For
course.
real, dude. Out of
crazy.
sight, out of mind.
Remember that, Leon. Out of sight, out of mind. It depends on what you want, man.
It depends on the woman too. Some women aren't like that. Like
yeah.
I've met some that are like, oh, I remember you from
They're
like
kinda-
5 years ago. Yeah,
yeah.
I've thought about you X, Y, and Z times. I'm like, so it's not out of sight, out of mind. And then I meet someone else who like forgets me 2 months after I meet her, and then remembers me the next time she sees me. And it's like, okay, well, she was an INTJ, so that makes sense. But you have like with the ones who remember you, like the ones who remember me, she was an ISTJ, and I'm out here like, oh, so you're telling me that if you've ever been a normal part of that SI user's life, she's going to remember it. And then you've got that NI user who's like, oh, but I only live in the present. What do you mean? Time? What is that? That's technically not true, but you know what I'm saying. There's like, I've noticed a lot that those FI and NI combined, so like the Wayfarer women, out of sight, out of mind. But then like, if you're over there with those ISFJ women, bro, they remember you. They never forgot. It like, oh my goodness. The sheer loyalty on some of these SFJ women. Okay, to be fair, it's mainly ISFJs, but INTPs I've noticed too are like this, where that woman's gonna remember you, and you can straight up pick up where you left off. I don't know why that is. I've experienced it twice though, and I'm starting to see a pattern.
Yeah, and I'm starting to see a pattern. I just feel like, yeah, straight up, the woman's either ENTJ, like an INTJ, ESFP, ISFP. Boy, you better not slip
They
up.
will forget, dude.
You
They
better
will
not
hurt
slip
your
up.
feelings.
They'll be on to the next dude.
For real. And they
For
brag
real.
too. So here's what I've noticed.
And
The
it
four
might possibly humiliate
it's like,
you.
oh my gosh. The 4 INTJ women I've ever known, one of them might be an ENTJ, but the 4 that I've ever known, every single one of them has talked about, oh, and this guy, and he approached me, and this guy wanted me, and this guy tried to get with me. And they'll tell you all about all the creepy dudes who have tried to get with them. And, you know, oh, and he approached me, and he was like 20 years older than me. And I was like, and it was like, he was doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, is this a common thing where they like to brag about how perved on they get? Like, this happens all the time. I was so shocked by it.
Yeah.
Like, why are you talking about that?
I mean, they move quick, man. They move. I'm tell you straight up, they move quick, buddy. Quick lightning speed. Soon as you get out of the relationship,
Gone.
with them four right there. Soon as you get out of a relationship, you can best believe another man's in the picture.
For real. And the thing is, you might be out of the relationship because another man's already in the picture and you didn't even notice it.
I'm telling you, and I hate to be being like that, bro, but it's just reality. I've seen it. I'm not even lying. I go to the bars. I just go to the bar and just chill. Like if an INTJ woman, ESFP, ISFP, they just got out of a relationship, they super. We call it, Kyle call it green. You got the green light.
Yeah.
He calls it the green light. Like, boy, that's the greenest light I ever see. That's what he said. That's the greenest light I've ever seen. Because
That's true.
they I don't know what it is. They think maybe they can get over somebody by doing that, or they just, I guess they feel that need with another need, you know.
Well, it's the status. It's the status of the relationship. Oh my goodness, because I can assign this label and this little miniature planning thing to myself, I can now feel good about myself. It's like, oh yay, I'm in a relationship, and so this is going to boost my esteem and my ability to brag and be above other women. That's why they forget so easily. Not forget per se, but that's why they can move on so easily.
Or they
Is
move on
because
quick.
they're trying to preserve their ego by being in a
fix the ego.
relationship. It's
Mhm.
like,
Well,
bro,
seeing that they desire or like people want them
yeah,
is very important to them. But Leon, what I would say, man, is you understand like that there's drawbacks to everything you do. If you're gonna go on a missionary trip 2 months, you're gonna talk to the woman, there ain't gonna be no relationship, bro. You know, so you gotta figure out what you want to do. I'd highly recommend you find a woman who does the same things as you, like likes to go on missionary trips, because that's gonna work together. If you got a girl who doesn't work, doesn't like go on these missionary trips with you, shit's just not gonna fucking flat out work, bro.
Well, she's actually that type who would go on a trip. I guess we just didn't do the same trip.
Yeah, well then you suck at planning. Get your TE together, bro. You should have said,
Like, you can go on a trip with someone. Where do you go on a trip with someone so early? Like after just a couple months of knowing them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? It's just if they're talking about missionary trip, we're going to help people. Like if that's the general goal is we're going to go help people, why not? It's not like we I mean that works. I mean, I don't know. Soon as I've
I want to hear from others, but other people go on a trip after 2 months of knowing somebody.
Absolutely.
right?
You never know. You never know what that trip can turn into, Leon.
I mean,
That might
after
actually build you a lot of. That actually would build you a lot of more
yes.
credibility and status with them. It helps her see a lot more into what you're into. Not a lot of people are doing missionary trips. That's a rare thing you hear.
Yeah. What about you, Marcus? What do you think?
About going on a trip with a girl after 2 months?
Yeah. Like a missionary
Yeah.
trip.
What's that?
A missionary trip. Like it's like a when you go to like lower developed parts of the world and you help them, right? Is that correct?
So you go together to help people?
Yeah.
All right. Sure, why not?
How about it's like if it's not a missionary trip, like you're just going on vacay.
A vacation with them? Depend
Yeah.
Yeah.
After 2 months,
I
depends
mean,
on
that's probably even better at that stage.
better.
Like,
Okay.
all right. So you talking about going on a vacation with a woman and you just met them for two months.
Yeah.
I live in I'm gonna give you the honest answer here. I live in 2024, the different dating market. Fuck no. Okay. Fuck no. Okay. Now, if it's been over a year, because generally speaking, you're gonna have to pay for that vacation. Okay. Now, if she's paying for her own vacation, yeah, we can go. You know what I'm saying? But me, if you think I'm gonna foot the bill and then, bro, it should be. I've heard too many bad stories. I'm just tell you that. I've heard way too many bad stories with that.
No, I just remember that this is guy who told me that there's this girl that he really liked. He paid for her semester tuition, and then he never heard back from her after.
Dude, he
That
got robbed.
Yeah.
welcome to 2024, baby.
Yeah, you can't do that, man. You
You
can't.
can't do that shit now.
I tell you, best way to do this as the triple systematic. I'm about to put out my best way. You gotta know people who you know for sure are close to the woman. I never attempt to pursue a woman unless I know at least one of her family members well. Never, ever, ever. Because that way, if it falls out, then me and bro both know what she did. And he takes that information to her group. And so basically now, because she's ruined things with me, she's ruined things with her family as well. And so that's super important to keep a woman accountable, one that you like, where it's like, hey, if you're going to screw me over, guess what? You're also screwing yourself over. That's what they'll listen to. That's what people listen to in general, I think.
I think a
This
lot of guys
motherfucker is
leave with money
manipulative
too
as
much.
fuck.
that's
I think a
pretty
lot of guys-
manipulative.
Yeah.
That's some ENTP. You talking about triple systematic, bitch? That's fucking manipulative as fuck. What are you
Dude,
talking about?
If it
you
works,
you need hooks to keep the girl? That's some bullshit, man.
You know what I find though? I find like a lot of dudes that they ask me like, all right. So you asking me how the best way to stay around? Make sure you know people in their circle, because if you know people in their circle, then you can pop up unannounced, like, oh, like because they're hanging out, and then you pop up, and then maybe you could get things to work out again, But if
Very
you don't
true.
have nobody
Very
in the
true.
circle, then you can't just pop back into the circle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
man.
but,
The
like,
thing
in a
is,
city, yeah.
it does sound manipulative, but it takes into
is.
consideration the unavoidable
It's definitely
reality.
manipulation.
it definitely is.
It takes into account the unavoidable
He
reality,
needs all manipulating stuff, bro.
which is that people act in their own self-interest, even if they're like, oh, I'm so generous towards other people and I'm just so altruistic. It's like, bullshit. No, you're not. Here's the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is you do what you think is good for you. And so if it is known by you, if it is known by the woman that, I'm going to damage myself by screwing this guy over, click, the claws are in place. You're not going anywhere unless you play by my rules. That's how it goes. And it's like, I need to be connected with people who you're connected to, because otherwise you can screw me over free of consequence. And if I give to you and I invest in you like I always do, and you're like, okay, thanks, I'll take you for all you're worth and then leave. It's like, there's no consequence for you. So of course you're going to do that because it's in your self-interest. So I need to make sure that there's just the subtle knowledge that if either of us hurt the other, you're going to suffer. We're going to suffer for it. There needs to be contingencies in place.
But then you don't know if the person is actually a good person or not.
If
You
they're a
don't know
good
if the person
person,
is
then there's
actually-
nothing for them to worry about.
I didn't hear it.
Besides, I don't believe in good people. There's only
Oh,
civilized
good
people
luck.
and uncivilized people.
Can you explain that?
So, good and bad are definitions made up by individuals, often in positions of influence or power, to apply, these are TE users typically, to apply to people who are approved by the higher ups and people who are not approved by the higher ups. This doesn't mean that there's no such thing as good or bad. It just means that more often than not, ideas like right and wrong, good or bad, are invented so that they can be applied to people who are unapproved by the tribe. And so my alternative way of viewing this is actually, let's look at it in terms of civilized and uncivilized. So people who are capable of living in harmony and cooperation with the humans around them versus people who are unable to do that or who have too low a level of consciousness to even consider being quote unquote selfless, or in other words, cooperative. Because selflessness is just self-serving cooperation. That's really what it is. And so what you've got here is this idea when someone says, oh, well, you're a bad person. What they really mean is, by my sense of authority and my sense of truth, you fall under the TE category of bad person or uncivilized. And so really it's just a point of view. And so when you put in those contingencies to stop them from screwing you over, what ends up happening is, hey, if you decide that you're going to screw me over for your benefit, well, it's actually not going to be to your benefit, because I believe that people need natural consequences right in front of them in order to be prodded in the correct direction. And so that's what I always do. Whenever I'm friends with someone,
makes sense.
I make sure to know the people that they know. So it's like, if you think you can stab me in the back and just run away, guess what? You're going to run right into the arms of people who like me. And then
That
you're
makes
going to get
sense, yeah.
stabbed.
Yeah, that makes sense because like people who are regarded as good are really people who could get along in society, right? So people who are being bad are just they can't really get by in society, and they might be poor or something like that, and they become desperate, and so that's why they resort to certain kind of means that are not socially validated to get what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like,
But let's say that this girl, your girl, she stays with you because of the hooks, the systematic hooks you put in her. Do you want her to stick around just because of that?
Well, I don't
It
want to do it that
depends.
way. Yeah.
It depends on what she's producing in our relationship. So
this sounds interesting as fuck.
if I'm chilling out with her and I get a good experience from it, like maybe she's a really good cook and I know her cognitive pressure points to make her feel good, and so I press those buttons whenever she cooks, such that she feels encouraged of her own volition to produce for me things that make me happy or that I desire. And so it's like,
sure,
okay,
but what about her, like her happiness within the relationship, like her
I get. Why do you
if she
want to be
got
hooked onto these women?
you know, if she has thoughts on maybe she wants to leave the relationship, but she sticks around and she produces these good things for you, but you know, in her mind she would rather she might want to leave. How would you feel about that?
How would I feel about that? Okay, so
Yeah.
there's a couple of dynamics that go into that. The first thing is that I never coerce people. I never force a person to do what they don't want to do. I only provide them very good incentive to do what I want. And so I care about her happiness, but I care about her happiness because it will lead to her giving reciprocity to me. And so I'm like, okay, what makes her happy? What makes her at ease? What brings her stress level down? and I try to bring these things about so that she has high motivation to stick around and be great for me.
Sure, but do you even need those hooks then?
He wants
It
safety.
depends. You can never have too many contingencies. So obviously, you want the feeling that the relationship is built on, hey, we're looking after each other's well-being and happiness, and we have mutual respect, blah, blah, blah. But you can't simply, and I believe it's, let me look this up. Robert Greene. I believe it's his 12th law. I can't remember exactly, but he says don't rely on people's gratitude or mercy. Apply to their self-interest instead. And so I think, okay, we have the first layer of contingency, which is, I look after your happiness and I press the little mental pressure points that make you feel good when you're around me. And then on the lower level, just below that, we have, hey, you can leave whenever you want, but if you damage me, we're going to have a problem. Specifically, you're going to have a problem. You're going to have several problems in a row, actually, and it won't stop. But basically, you have the first layer, which is all care and love and warmth and blah, 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 so that they feel compelled to. But then again, some people take that for granted. They're ungrateful. They're exploitive. And so you have that lower level, which is, hey, you can leave anytime you want, but if you damage me, you're also going to get damaged.
Basically,
but don't you? But like, don't you like notice quite early on, like with which girl is more likely to, perhaps go into the second, then the next layer, the more risk of her abandoning the first layer that you spoke of. If you get what I mean.
I get exactly what you mean. I still think it's good to set them up regardless. There's just so many different redundant reasons why you need both layers in the relationship, not just so that you can protect yourself, but so that you can network with her family and her friends. And so even if you think early on, hey, she's one of the good ones, I don't need that protective layer. It's like, that's not true, because there are people that I've known for like 5 years. And just yesterday, I learned something new about my sister that has been constant throughout her life and that I never would have known about. So the idea that you can tell early on, I think that's ridiculous. And that even if you're really confident in your perceptive, intuitive abilities, you should always take very great care to just make sure. Like, I don't want anyone's life, especially my life, to be ruined because I was overconfident. I never get overconfident.
I get it, but don't you think that it happens quite naturally? The second layer happens quite naturally.
I don't believe in that.
Because when you start seeing each other and you've seen each other for like, let's say 1 year, and then you have met, you started, you built relationships with their parents, with their siblings, maybe, it happens in an organic way.
No, I'll say this. I had a girl who I was dating, a gymnast in college, and she was trying to do what he just said, but through Christian. And I would always, I just knew that this motherfucker was trying to do this shit to me. And I would, and Christian thought it was hilarious. So I would just, whenever she come over, I'd just tell her to go straight up the stairs, right? And Christian's like, damn, bro, you gonna tell the girl to go straight up the stairs? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to talk to her. I go down there and I cuss Christian the fuck out because I know he just, like, because I know what she's trying to do. If she gets in with my friends, then it's harder for me to get rid of her.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like, my like inner life, now I can just ask her at any time. I can just. But if she like knows my friends and everything, then they gonna be like, bro, why you did that girl like that? Like, I can't believe you did that, bro. Man, you all like, now it's like, oh shit, like I got like I get what he's saying. Like, I gotta kind of like.
That's exactly right, and that's why I do the exact same thing that girl was doing, because it's like, essentially this relationship only ends on my terms, and if it ends on your terms in a bad way, it's totally fine if like we both agree, or if I decide, But if I'm like, hey, this is a good thing, and you're like, okay, but I want to leave. 99.9% of the time, I'm going to let you go, obviously, because it's a bad relationship if you don't want to stick around and I want you to stick around. And I don't enjoy that. I tried. It's bad. Because you got this person sticking around who hates your guts but is too scared to leave. And it's like, that's really bad for my mental health. So I'm going to have to let you go. But there's this, again, that lower layer of I'm integrated into your friend's life is purely to stop her from damaging me in like a horrible way, or to attack me or exploit me.
Got it. That makes sense.
It's a nasty tactic, bro. I mean, yeah,
It makes sense.
ENTPs. I say this. I say they're the ones out of all the NT types that kind of like are kind of they can use interest a lot because they
do.
kinda know what people want. They know what people want and they know what make people feel good. So knowing those two things, like you can basically do what the fuck he's doing. Like I never think about shit like that. I'm just aware that other people try to do that. I'm like, hold up. If I get like one
I
minute
mean,
for that shit, I'm like,
I mean, I would do it if it was a girl that I didn't really trust, then I would absolutely like get my hooks in different places.
For me personally, I look at a girl or whatever. I listen to what they're saying, what they're doing, and I can automatically put them in a box of this is a girl I would date, and this is just fun. I already know within like a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's just fucking fun, bro. It's just fucking fun. Like you're rarely gonna see that type of shit. Dion, what were you talking about? We were talking about the OnlyFans, man. What you got to say about that?
The OnlyFans, man, it's like I was saying before in the chat. It was basically, if you feel that I mean, it's just if women want the outcomes they want in the long term, I don't think personally in years from now, women are not going to get the outcomes they want by having OnlyFans. I mean, that's at the bottom line of it.
Why you say that?
Because if a lot of these women, I mean, they're dating up. I mean, women date up, men date down. We know this whole thing, but it's the fact of the matter that it's okay if you want to go make the money you want to make. That's fine. Well, however you do it, who cares? But I mean, how many years do you have left on that thing in your body where it's going to be of sale 10 years from now? It's not. They're just going to move on to the next group of women. Men like younger, hotter women. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, they're not going to find the guys that make a ton of money or the most attractive, handsome men that they can find while trying to do that. I mean, it's just men are just not going to marry them. That's just what it is. I mean, but what I'm saying is that they're doing it now and thinking that the outcome later on is that they will be able to find these kind of men if they just hold out long enough. And I'm like, well, yeah, there will be ones waiting for you, but it won't be the ones you're thinking about. So,
well, I think Kaz is back.
What's up, Kaz?
Mama is cussing, not Kaz or anything else.
Yeah, so what I'll say about that is, let's say for OnlyFans, I think that there's gonna be more and more people that. So you gotta look at this from a futuristic point of view, right? So right now, let's say 5 years ago, there was no women really doing OnlyFans, right? So when there was a bad stigmatism attached to OnlyFans, but the more and the more and the more people that get into OnlyFans, then the stigmatism starts to drop off. You know what I'm saying? And now we're getting at a stage where everyone is practically doing it. So you can't look down on everybody if everybody's doing it. You get what I'm saying? That becomes a social.
Oh, sure I can. I can look down on anybody.
But you get what I'm saying? Like if your mama hoe, my mama hoe, everybody mama hoe, bro. Like what we at? Like what's the table? You get what I'm saying? Like if you're looking at it, and then there's more and more people. Like that's like the way for that generation. They're able to make a lot of money quickly, and they're able to capitalize on their youth, which I would say.
But we also talk about it. We thinking future outcome purposes. We also talking about reputation. I mean, I don't think very few far between are ready to waste their reputation in order to continue on something like that.
Like when you think about it, right? Reputation only exists when there's a few people doing something. But when everybody starts to do something, not everybody looking at reputation. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the moment, but you got, like I said, 12 to 13 years later, it's not about if they watch porn, it's only a matter of time when. and they see like, oh, that's your mama. I just saw her on OnlyFans. That's your sister. I just saw her on OnlyFans. That's your grandma. I just saw her on OnlyFans. How are you going to feel knowing that was one of your relatives being out there? I mean, it's an objective question. I mean, to be honest, I don't think the women are going to be able to take that. They barely take it now. They just accept it because they have a hive mindset behind it. This girl's doing it. This girl's doing it. She's doing it. So we should be okay. But they're doing it for all. But they're doing it on acceptance of the people who are all doing it, not the people that they're catering to or producing a product to. So the people that they're producing a product to, they're like,
can I talk?
huh?
We
No,
won't
hold
care.
on.
Depends.
So
It
they're doing
depends.
it to the people that they're producing it to. So I don't think that it's going to be a thing years from now where they're going to. I don't think it's going to be a continuation after this next 12 to 13 months. It's going to go on for a while probably, but I don't think it's going to be a good thing in the long term. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I will agree. I don't think it's a good thing in the long term, but like I said, like they're able to make so much money. Andrew Tate made his money off doing. I'll leave you ready. All right, Blackstone man, enjoy the daily, bro.
Oh, he's out. Okay.
Getting on here. But like I was saying, I see it as though entertainment is going to become a bigger thing in the future, and the reason why it's going to become a big thing is because of the ability of AI and things of that nature. They're going to cut a lot of jobs, so a lot of people are going to have to find ways to make money, and the ways to make money is going to be through entertainment. That's going to probably be the most stable place to make money, just generally speaking, because if AI is cutting jobs, my job, they may need 4 less people, and if another job, they're gonna need 4 less people, and if you're working at McDonald's, for like 20 less people, what I'm saying? So what's gonna be the only way that people can make consistent money? Is gonna be, generally speaking, entertainment.
Well, my question about that piece, I isn't entertainment threatened by AI piece? You could mimic artists, like you mimic their image, their voice, etc. So I don't know if
I
entertainment
mean, when you come to entertainment, there's different types of entertainment. I
what
think.
kind of entertainment is not something that you see
Well, I'm going
on
for the whole
video.
industry. I'm going for the whole industry there. So like that's all grouped in one. So you'll just have to figure out a way to entertain people, and that's what like a lot. That's going to be probably.
Oh no, but I think it's still like it's still through video, and video is basically it can be AI generated.
It can be AI generated, but I think
That's a good point.
there's going to be a lot. I mean, man, you have to figure out a way to entertain people, whether it be creating some type of product or whatever the hell it is, man. That's going to be a lot of things, because a lot of like the simple jobs and a lot of things like that, AI is going to just eat all of it, secretary shit like that. You ain't gonna need no secretaries no more. AI can do all that shit, and the thing about AI is the worst that AI is today, right? So I think in the future there's gonna be a lot more entertainment, like OnlyFans and shit like that.
About the OnlyFans, I got a thing I want to say. There is 2 aspects to that. There is one aspect to it that promiscuity is going up generally, not only in OnlyFans or, generally people are more promiscuous these days, and they are gonna keep getting more and more promiscuous. But that's not that high of a percentage. The thing that about OnlyFans is happening is like, we are doing, let's say it's entertainment, porn entertainment. People were doing, let's say it is, what do you call whoring around, what do you call people, the job of being a whore? What do you call it?
Prostitution.
Prostitution, yes, prostitution. Let's say people were doing prostitution physically before, and a new way of doing it comes around, right? It's the OnlyFans. At first, some people jump on it, and then some other people see how they can make money out of it, and they jump on it. And let's think of it in generations. Every generation brings up more doctors, more nurses, and more whores. These are the new whores of each generation. Yeah, they are. There are a lot of girls that don't have rights. They don't have a father. They don't have this. They don't have that. A lot of things can happen, and they can become someone that will do anything for money. So, a new generation of whores are being brought up, and they see a new way of doing it, and they're jumping on it. So it seems like the OnlyFans, it might seem like everyone is jumping on OnlyFans, but that's not the case. It's just picking up. People didn't know it existed, like when YouTube came around, right? We didn't know at first that we can go and do this and do that. But as soon as we learned it, more and more people came to it. But at some point, it's gonna stop because it's not new anymore, you know? So I think promiscuity is going up, but it's not like my mom and your mama is everybody's mama is going to be a whore on OnlyFans. It's not gonna happen, not now, and I hope never it happens. It's
It's a
not a
little bit
bright
never
future.
happens.
Yeah,
I just, a lot with the OnlyFans is like, it's just a lot of times it's the Miami girls. But if you live in that type of society, like if you live in Miami, like pretty much it's like somebody who's had plastic surgery. Like plastic surgery once a time, it was like a few people getting plastic surgery. And
yeah,
now you get to the point where fucking everyone is on plastic surgery. Or like the plastic surgery that people are getting and you can't even fucking tell.
exactly. That's really important though, because at first the quality wasn't good, so they were getting your money, but they were giving you ass results. But
mhm,
right now they're getting your money and they're giving you the results that you want.
mhm,
So as the results are getting better and as they are progressing with their results, there are more reasons for people to actually go and get them. For example, in the past, there probably were the exact same people that would want to give that money to get these results, but the option was not there. There was the plastic surgery, but they weren't good.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. But that's just kind of like how I see that as well. There'll be more people that will get into it. But the thing is, it's kind of like YouTube. So like if you're on YouTube, right? If you were on YouTube 5 years ago, that was literally the time to start a YouTube. If you're trying to start a YouTube now, it's like very, very competitive. So like you're gonna
Yeah,
have to do a lot more for a lot less. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So like as OnlyFans, the ones who first got into OnlyFans are gonna be the ones who are rewarded the most. But now, like the people who hop in it now, they're basically they're just adding to the pot because it's kind of like the gold rush. Like everybody's rushing for the gold or the
yeah,
money, whatever. But the more people that jump in and do it, the less money there is in the pot.
yeah,
But the people who started a brand and made the brand will get the money regardless. Like the PewDiePies, the Mr. Beast, those guys are always gonna make money. The people who start YouTube today or tomorrow, it's gonna be years before that pays fruit. You get what I'm saying? Or it might never
yeah.
pay fruit. So that's how I
Right
see it.
now it's time for TikTok. Not right now, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, the TikTok was the app, and probably in some years there's gonna be another app, and we can jump on that one and be the first ones that, it's just having an open mind and knowing that opportunities are gonna come. You just have to be sharp about it.
Yeah.
Be hip with what the newest generation are doing, what the kids are doing. You have to know what the kids under 18 are doing. They are the ones that are getting targeted by the new apps, by everything. You gotta be you gotta be updated about what they are interested in, what they are doing, what apps are they using. You gotta be on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
But
I totally
Mohammed,
agree.
did you mean that the girls that are hopping on OnlyFans would be the girls that would be promiscuous anyway?
Yeah.
Was that what you're saying? Yeah.
Sorry, I lost your
Ju-
sound for some seconds. Can you say that again?
yeah, sure. The girls that you were talking about that are hopping on OnlyFans, did you mean that they would be promiscuous anyway, but it's more visible now because they have this media to expose
Yeah,
themselves in?
yeah,
So now we can view it more
yeah.
clearly.
Well, prostitutes are everywhere and they used to be everywhere and they were here for thousands of years. As soon as
Yeah,
there were
sure.
men and there were money and there were females, there were prostitutes. It's something that is bound to happen. But they weren't numbers everywhere. They were in the streets, they were on some bar, but now they're on the internet. Everyone
Yeah.
can see it.
Though there's one factor that worries me a little bit, which could, you know, make the effect even larger for girls to enter a money making business like that. It is that I've noticed that the really young women, they're that I meet that are just maybe they just had their exams from university. Maybe they're like 20, between 22, 25, and they are like really indoctrinated into this anti-men propaganda. Like they don't want kids, they don't need a man, they just want to live by themselves, they value their free time. Like you know, those things coupled with this other development going on, I think that's a really poor combination.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, but it's still a very low percentage, because even if they don't care about kids or don't care about men, there's something they care about, and it's their prestige, the way they look to society. Females are very, very sensitive to what society thinks of them. Females are very sensitive to what society thinks of
Yeah,
them.
I agree with how to pronounce your name.
Muhammad.
Oh,
Marcus?
your name Muhammad. So I was just like
Yeah,
looking at your
Muhammad, yeah, Muhammad, yeah. I didn't
nickname.
know if you were talking to me or Marcus.
I'll talk to you, both of you. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Muhammad. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think platform like Fish and Fix and other platforms they kind of over exaggerate on how promiscuous women are. I think it's just a minority, and I think it's always going to be a minority.
Yes, yes.
Um, you know, many females, even men, they sometimes have affairs, outside the relationship. But in general, I don't think females are gonna be that promiscuous in the future. Just
That's a little bit tricky, because if we are talking about promiscuity without the the hoary stuff, a lot of females are promiscuous these days, and they were always way more promiscuous girls that most people thought they are. Girls can be very promiscuous actually.
internet can't expose females. I was looking at some data like in 1950s that there were like 30% something females having babies out of wedlock. Um, but I don't think OnlyFans is gonna be a big thing. I don't think most females are gonna go on OnlyFans. I don't really see how they get much out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I agree. I think it's
Yeah,
going to be I think it's going to be an app that is going to be popping for some time, and then there's going to be a next thing. But the amount of promiscuity, that actually prostitution that is going on, I don't think it's going to change that much. It's a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it's the same whores on the same on a different platform. A different way of whoring, because obviously, if you're doing this shit, at least you want to make more money. That makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think females. I think the amount of promiscuous women today is probably similar in the past. It just the internet exposed them all. Um, I think. But I
I
don't.
don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I
I,
don't
I,
think that's
I
true.
think
I think the
Uh,
difference is
the-
like if you back, it's about how accepting society is of a certain thing. Because now society is a lot more open to it, and there's a lot
yeah,
more incentive to it, then it attracts more people to it. You get what I'm saying? Just because society's not squeezing it down as much, like because if society is
Yeah,
like this is a huge no-no, and then just like create laws and all this
yeah,
other shit, then you'll get less of it. But society is a lot
yeah.
more
You can
open.
just make a easy comparison to other places in the world where it's more, like probably like maybe I don't know, a country like Saudi Arabia maybe. I don't think
Yeah,
it can't be that open, right?
yeah, it's not open
yeah,
today.
yeah,
not
makes sense.
open, but I
But I'll
think
say money talks and bullshit walks. So when people start seeing money flow, people start thinking of stuff to do. Like they start seeing money. Oh, money's coming over here. Okay, like a country may have something illegal, but if they see too much money being made by other people and they're not making that money, they're gonna start doing the same thing. You'll see that no matter that cycle persists all over the world. It doesn't matter what it is. Like let's say something new comes out. and then one country's like, let's say it was a new, let's say crypto, you took crypto away and crypto came and only America was using crypto and America was making all this money, you can bet your ass England's jumping in. They're gonna try to get some of that pie. China's gonna try to get some of that pie. Like everybody's gonna try to get some of that pie. It just, that's just how the world works, man.
That's true.
So it's, I mean, me personally, I don't like the OnlyFans thing. Like I said, in the future, I think entertainment is gonna be a huge thing. Entertainment is gonna be a big thing, and because of the simple fact that like AI is coming to the way that it's coming, it's gonna be cut jobs no matter where it is from a systematic point of view. So people are not gonna have jobs, and you're gonna have to have a higher degree to get certain jobs because everybody's going to college, and if everybody's going to college, then a college degree is weighted lesser. So like you have to figure out a certain way to get to these jobs because now, like let's say even my field, if AI starts to ramp it up too much, they could cut 2 or 3 people by getting an improved system where AI can help manage the job more. You know what I'm saying? So that's 3
But I
people
don't
laid off.
AI
Just
is
to say like just say in general, like that's 3 people, and then let's say I'm gonna have to compete with other people for my job. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a cycle of like trimming the fat.
I feel what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if it's true, you know. For example, I don't know if when photography came along, people were saying painting is going to die. And then films came along and people said photography is going to die. I don't think that's true. I think it's just, it's a hype. It's people think AI will do everything. It will not, you know. For example, AI art is out there, but there are people who specialize in it and know how to use AI to make good art. And there are also idiots like me to get free pictures of pussies and boobs or whatever, and octopuses or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Can I
not
say
going to
something?
be something that everyone can use. It's going to still need some level of professionality to use. It's like Photoshop, but it has a intelligence name in it, you know, artificial intelligence. Some people think it's intelligent. It's not. You know, it's just another algorithm like the computer or whatever else we are using right now. You know,
Yeah, but
so it's gonna be just another tool, and we're gonna have to use it again.
Can I say something?
yeah, go for it.
My job is actually critiquing AI. So I agree with Kasim that you really underestimate how many jobs are going to be
I
created.
almost said that. Oh, create it.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Muhammad? You agree with Muhammad?
Yeah, my bad. I saw Kasim. But
Oh.
sorry about that. Um but yeah. So I think a lot of people like what he was saying was that people are just going to get more efficient at the jobs that they're doing. All AI, like working with AI, it's not smart. It doesn't even know how to count properly. Like it can count 1, 2, 3, 4, but like as long as you start to give it slightly more complicated math, it can't do it. There's a lot that AI needs to have its hand held on at the moment, and
That's
at
what I'm saying. At the
at,
moment, though, you got to carry
yeah.
that in the future. Though, I'm not looking at it from an in the moment perspective. I'm looking at it from a futuristic perspective. That
But
means 3, 4, 5 years from now. See what I'm
yeah,
saying?
but what I'm saying is that even when it gets more advanced, there's going to be jobs that you're not going to expect that are going to come from it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like there's no limit to I think the main thing to remember with like the economy is that it's fueled by human desire. And there's no as long as there's people being like that have desires, they are going to like find other ways to have problems. And with those new problems, there's going to be new jobs that are trying to fix those problems.
Mhm.
People get really creative with the ways they can be unhappy.
But yeah, I would definitely agree with that. But I'm just saying, like, from let's say, like, you have a set job, like engineering or something. In a certain point with AI, they can probably cut like 2 to 3 people, right? And I'm just saying, like, let's say if you had a business or whatnot, you cut 2 or 3 people, then that business cuts 2 or 3 people. Then those people have to figure out a new way to make money. You know, that's just the reality. of it.
I mean, that is true. The old jobs are gonna go away, but as Elizabeth said here, new jobs are gonna come in.
Yeah,
For example, let's say the simple example of AI art. If AI can make good art, someone behind that AI can make better art. So as long as that tool is there, someone will use that tool and get something done better than the AI itself. So yes, some jobs are gonna go away, but the same happened with other tools when they came around, and new jobs were invented. That's how life works. We're gonna find a way. As they say, life finds a way.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of use the same parallel with extinction. They always say when one thing goes extinct, another thing comes into existence.
Yes, that's
Animals or
true.
whatnot. So, but I just see it as like, some people are gonna get their feelings hurt, man. Like if you're in a certain industry where like AI can dominate your industry, I would see like, let's say, fast food things. A lot of fast food things are gonna be AI automated. You can flip burgers from this time to this time. You can do this from this to this time. The only thing they're gonna really need is somebody to make sure that runs or like fix it. Like whenever they're having problems, because it'll work
By the
perfectly.
way, we get rid of the stupid jobs and we're gonna get more sophisticated jobs. It's gonna get more interesting actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like when you get more sophisticated job, it's kind of like, what are going to be the requirements to get the job? You see
It's
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
easy,
You think so?
at first, if you wanted to, what?
You think it's going to be easy?
Yes, it's going to be very easy actually. For example, at first when computers were out there, were slow and you had to know coding and shit. But right now you can do so much with knowing so little. I mean, in the past you needed a fucking band and all of that musical instruments, and right now I can do whatever I want just from a computer. It's easier than ever, and it's gonna get easier and easier. That's how life works. We're not working towards past. We're not trying to get stuff harder. We're trying to make life easier and easier, and we're not stupid. We're gonna accomplish that, obviously.
That's a good point. And like what you were saying with the animation thing, if everybody can animate at a basic level, there are going to be more people making their stories in their heads come to life easier and easier.
That's
You're
what I
going to
said.
see a lot more
Entertainment.
entertainment.
I said entertainment was going to make a big boom. That's what I said. That's my big
I
push.
agree.
Like, entertainment is going to be like bigger than ever because of
I
AI.
do agree. And I do agree with so going back to the OnlyFans thing,
Okay.
I do agree that it is more prevalent now in the future, just because the only reason that women resort to prostitution, like traditionally, like time after time, is because they feel like they can't depend on somebody. They feel like it is a last resort. And we're living in an age where everybody doesn't have skills. So women don't feel like they are being supported by their men. Even if they have a man, a lot of the times the man doesn't actually have any either financial intelligence, or he doesn't have anything that makes her emotionally secure. So she's going out and doing OnlyFans because she feels like that is in her control in a world where nowhere else she has control.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The OnlyFans, I just see it as like, okay, people are looking at OnlyFans. People are, I think, I forget the certain amount of money they made last year. I want to say 4 billion or something like that. Like they made $4 billion like revenue. I have to look it up to make sure. But it's just more and more people seeing it. It's like the modern day gold rush. It's the modern day gold rush, like, for
I
people.
think the incentives are quite There are quite a variety in the incentives behind hopping on that train of OnlyFans. I think some are like what you're talking about, Mercer. Like some are just you're
5.5
seeing
billion.
dollar signs, yeah, and some are like the damaged ones. They're like it's another way of self-harm, but they can also make money.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
there's different reasons for different people to do this shit.
Yeah.
I also found actually my boyfriend showed me an image, or yeah, it was an image of a girl that was basically using her OnlyFans as an opener to her music and her coaching business, which she was a fitness coach and a
Mhm.
musician. So she
Mhm.
would use the OnlyFans as a gateway to get her name out there.
But that's what a
So
lot of
that's
people are doing. It's that's what a lot of people do. Like they're just because a lot of times you get the pragmatic types that are using OnlyFans. Unfortunately, this is what it is. And the ones that are really like dominating OnlyFans, dominating it and using it is the systematic types. And they're able to bend the system to the way that they need it. And they can realize that men are fucking stupid. Like it is what it is. Men are fucking stupid. And they will pay. They will do all this stuff and get practically nothing out of it. All they want is some companionship and a little bit of time because they know like people are devoid of companionship more than ever anymore. Like nowadays, like what they say, people between 30 or 18 to I forget the fucking stat, but 18 to 30 haven't had one out of three haven't had sex in the last year or some shit. Like they know like they can take advantage of people not having that companionship. And that's what OnlyFans really does. Like that's what they really sell to people. It's not that you seeing a naked woman, it's that you're able to talk to a naked woman, you're able to build a relationship with this naked woman. Or you feel as though you're making a relationship, but you're really not. But that's what people are
Kind
doing
of weird
OnlyFans.
for me. Every time I think about it, I'm like, so I imagine the dude. I'm like, so dude, why don't you just take that money and go buy a whore or something? It's like, it's going to be way better.
I just can't believe it.
Mm.
To me personally, I can't believe that they made $5.5 billion. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is it? The truck drivers? Because I know the truck drivers would just throw their money away. Like, they would just flat out just throw their money to like strippers and all that shit. So I can see them doing OnlyFans shit, but it's like,
I don't think they will do OnlyFans. That's something online, and there are people who are out there. I think it's more people that are in their rooms, in their, they have some kind of a private life. They're too shy to get out there. I think it's more that people. But it's a
yeah.
guess. I don't know those people.
Also, it offers a different kind of value because, like you were just saying, you as a person, like when you're interacting, quote unquote, with these girls, which they can see you chatting, it's kind of like having an emotional relationship
mm-hmm,
with a girl versus a prostitute, which is purely physical. Plus, a prostitute will see you and be able to react to you. If you're not a great guy, she is going to react to you, even though she does everything that you say. She's going to react to you as if you're not a great guy, no matter how good of an actor she is. Like you will be judged, and even if you're like, even if even if she's a great actor and like you try to ignore it, you can't just like will that away when you're like sitting right in front of her being self-conscious
To
and
be
that
honest, that's a
will
pretty good point. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a pretty good point. I see what you're saying, but I mean, look at the alternative. I'm pretty sure, when the guys are chatting to that girl, it's actually a manager behind that. It's probably
yeah,
some dude
yeah,
getting,
yeah.
Yeah,
Men
yeah.
don't know that though,
I'm
That's
like,
fucked up.
It's
how
a
could
system
you
in
but that's
place.
why I
believe a
say men are
girl
so
is just
stupid.
talking to you exclusively? That's not happening. You're, making shit up in your mind. If you want to make shit up, why do you need to spend money? Just close your eyes and, think about some anime girl that is in love with you or whatever. I don't know.
Like a dating sim.
What?
Like a dating sim.
Yeah, yeah. Something funny, by the way. There was an ad on YouTube, and the dude was promoting an app that you could have an AI girlfriend by this. And I wanted to skip it in 5 seconds because after that you are able to skip it. But exactly at between the 4 and 5 seconds, he's like, "Yeah, and my AI girlfriend dumped me," and I skipped it, and I was like, "What? Your AI girlfriend dumped you? How do you get dumped by an AI?" And I don't know. That's funny.
But the emotional appeal, they know that
Hey, even
emotional
AI
appeal.
got some standards, right?
Yeah. Groceries
Man,
was negative. It was dumped by an AI.
I tell people I think people don't realize it, but I think we're in the metaverse already. Like we're already like everything's practically online, and we're going into a more introverted society, and that's probably the reason why OnlyFans would do so well because if you you got packages coming to your door now. You don't need to go to the store.
Yeah.
You got groceries coming to your store. You got, if you want food to come to your door, you can do that. So generally speaking, like if you don't want to see people, you don't have to see people. And
Or if you're like, and also coupled with that, you know, social anxiety and loneliness escalating along those lines as well, because people are not
Yeah.
really entering social arenas as much, just like you said, but from different reasons. But yeah, so they're gonna keep developing like a, you know, this is a progression here. So
yeah,
you know, they're gonna keep that, just escalating their social anxieties and
Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna be good for the people that are not socially good. You know, they're gonna just keep getting worse and worse.
well, the society will, like I said, is going to go towards more of an introverted society. Like it is
yeah,
what it is. Like even if you're an extrovert, you're gonna like, oh shit. Like because you get accustomed to what you're used to. You know what I'm saying? Like you just get accustomed, especially with like
Exactly.
everybody's grown like this new generation's kind of grown up in the COVID era. So that's even more introversion, you know, that's been kind of like forced on them. Um, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, you gotta learn people skills, but you don't have to anymore. You know, you
Yeah.
don't
I
have
mean,
to.
COVID really escalated
Yeah,
that
Yep.
development. Yeah,
I
so I'm
noticed it like
like
immediately. It messed us up big time.
big time. Like,
like OnlyFans would probably not come if COVID didn't happen. I mean, OnlyFans would probably not
now when it is over.
when like it would take a lot longer for this state, for us to be in this situation.
Yeah, yeah. And then like especially now, like a lot of jobs are going work from remote. I mean, they gave people that remote life and now people don't want to go back to the regular life. But to me personally, I see businesses being able to say, I don't have to pay for a building, you know, I don't have to pay for janitors, I don't have to pay for all this other extra stuff. And I can have these people work from home. Like that sounds pretty good if you're a business, right? Like you don't have to pay for
Yeah.
much overhead. Like your overhead cost shrinks drastically. The only thing is like productivity drops. So you gotta look at that. But like I
Yeah,
said, I believe society's going in a more introverted role, and they will continue to over the towards the future. Um, and OnlyFans, like I said, entertainment itself will continue to thrive. If you're good at entertaining people, you'll be good, man. But I think
it's
if
kind of
you're not,
interesting because entertainment is kind of an extroverted business. So
well,
it
people think that.
so that's
People
a kind
think
of
that.
interesting contrast. Yeah, maybe people think that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Because you
Unfortunately,
can
Yeah.
entertain just for a little bit, and then maybe you're still pretty much of an introvert, but you entertainment only lasts for a bit usually, and then
Mhm.
it's a break, and then it's back again.
Yeah, so people get tricked. Like if you would have asked me 10 years ago, do I think like who's on the stage and doing all of the shows and all that stuff, I would have said most likely an extrovert. But when you realize it, it's like they probably like chilling and doing nothing all day and then they do that show. Then the introvert does that
Yeah,
show. Then they go back and that's all they do, you know? So
yeah.
yeah,
that's
that's true.
so I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we go? Anything?
Um, I wanted to. I don't know if you saw my Facebook, but I moved in with my boyfriend. So
I saw that. How's
yeah,
that? How's
it's
that?
awesome. It's
Yeah.
like it's basically like probably I'm so close to like living the housewife dream. So pretty happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm still making money. Still making money just because I
Mm-hmm.
don't have a child yet, so might as well make money while he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I pretty much I use the work from home, and I don't have to go into an office, and all I do is curate AI. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to
Oh man,
add on.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Did you have to move far or
Yeah, I moved from Alabama to Washington.
you were in Alabama?
I was in Alabama. Now I'm in Washington.
Oh wow, that's a big change.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot better because everything here is safer. I don't even have to lock the door when I walk outside. It's like a little teeny tiny cul-de-sac town.
Mhm.
Nice.
So how do you feel like how's everything going post accident?
Pro accident, I'm pretty
No,
much healed.
post accident. Like how are you feeling? Like body, everything, you
So when I the worst part of the accident was that it gave my body a lot of stress. I think SI inferior severely overreacted to it. So I put on a ton of weight really, really fast. But now that I moved in here, I am like it's shooting down super fast.
Mhm.
So I still have a little bit of a scab on
Mhm.
my hip, but it's going away like
Mhm.
really yeah, pretty much right on schedule. But other than that, I'm pretty much healed up. I still have a little bit of stiffness in my hips from the accident,
Mhm.
but I am just doing my own physical therapy in order to make my hips more mobile again. Nothing hurts. It's just
Mhm.
out of practice.
Okay, that's good. As long as nothing hurts, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus Christ, I feel like as I'm aging, like my fucking bones just hurt for no reason. Like fuck, Marcus, you feel the same way? Like your
Oh
bones just
hell
hurt.
no. I'm
No, you feeling good?
smoother than ever.
Me and Christian be like, yo, bro, my back hurt for no reason. I'm like, oh my God, I was in there squatting today, and I'm like, why does my back hurt? And then I waste water on my pants. I had these green pants, and I waste water on my pants and it looked like I peed myself. So I had to grab my jacket. Good thing I had my jacket into my bag. I looked down, I'm like, I gotta wear this big ass jacket while I'm doing legs because there's like a fucking just wet mark all like right like
Oh, geez.
huh?
I said, oh, geez, that's a
Yeah, I
lot of
had,
sweat.
like the shaker, I had like ice in it and it kind of
Uh-huh.
popped open. I was shaking it up. I had ice like pieces into the shaker cup and then like popped the top off and then the water hit me. And I'm like, man, I
Mm.
can't be walking around this fucking gym looking like I just peed my fucking pants. I was like, thinking about how can I escape. I was envisioning how I was going to escape without people seeing me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit and just chill and like let it dry a little bit and then like move my bag in front of me when I go places. It was fucking terrible. I was like,
What did your gym have a sauna or anything like that?
it does have a sauna.
Ooh, you could have probably taken off your clothes and like wrung it out and then like let it dry in the sauna.
This shit ain't no way.
What?
And you go in the locker room where there's guys, you go in the sauna, get in there fucking butt ass nigga. Like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude?
You don't,
Marcus, could you imagine that?
do you not do that?
Hell
I
no.
don't think.
The girls get naked in the locker room in the sauna I'm in all the
Really?
time. Yeah.
Marcus, you ever seen somebody naked in a sauna?
Man, there's only those old perverts, you know.
Yeah, the
They're
old
standing,
dudes. Like, it's always the old dudes. Yeah.
you know.
Or probably Asians because they do that. Like it's almost custom that they do that in saunas.
Really?
Hmm.
Marcus, we need to figure out a way to get in these women's saunas, huh?
Oh my God.
Yeah, most definitely.
Cause the
Yeah.
men sauna, we don't play it. Like the old dude coming there with his nuts out and shit. You're like, oh hell no, man. Like I'm not even kidding. Like nuts,
But you
dick,
know,
everything in there.
we can just we live in an age now we can just define us as women, right? And we can
That's true. That's true. Hey, what they gonna say? You know, hey, I identify as a woman, bitch. Fuck you. For the next for this
I guess
hour.
it's a lot more interesting.
I gotta go.
All right.
Okay.
Take care. I gotta go.
Well, all right, you guys, man. Let's end the call. It was a pleasure. We'll do it next month. Hope to see all you guys. Take it easy.
Mm-hmm.